Hello folks, welcome to PopSizzle. I'm Chef Taylor Hall. Today we have a wonderful preparation, two ways of sweet potato. One for baby in the household and one for the parents. So we're going to start with the sweet potato. In this case, with a family of, say we have three, we're going to have sweet potatoes about two of this size. We're going to peel them, already have one prepared in our pot, and then we're going to add them cut up in uniform size, diced up, to our pot. We're going to fill with a little bit of water and let them simmer for a while. Potatoes can be a little bit of a challenge to cut up because they're so solid and fibrous. You got to be careful, and a sharp knife is always a safer knife. So what we're going to do is just cut them into long strips like so. So then we're just going to cross cut while tucking our fingers back. Don't want an injury. Cut these into uniform sized pieces. And so now I have 1.5 sweet potatoes in our pot. We're left with a half of a sweet potato. It depends on how much you want to have for your baby. I'm sure the child is not going to eat the whole half. However, it's great preserved in the refrigerator or even frozen. The Bayaba Baby Cook will thaw the prepared sweet potato. So now we have our sweet potatoes prepared for the Baby Cook. The Baby Cook comes with directions of how much water to fill. Typically for a more fibrous, solid vegetable that you're dealing with, you're going to add to level 3 because it needs more water to steam the vegetable. And at this point we've got our basket with our vegetables. We're going to place back inside the Bayaba Baby Cook. Everything's ready to roll to start steaming our sweet potatoes. Back to the adult sweet potatoes. We've got them in our pot. We're going to add just enough water, a little bit more than the level of the sweet potato in the pot. When we add too much water, it will steep out a lot of the vitamins from the actual vegetable and we'll lose those benefits. We're going to put them back on the range and move on with the adult preparation. The next step in the preparation of the adult sweet potatoes is we have a yellow onion. One yellow onion for about 1.5 sweet potatoes that we have in the pot there. So you top it and tail it, and then I'm going to split it in half. And now you just peel, simply peel the first layer of the onion off. We're going to discard that. And I make a few incisions, and then I'm going to go crossways down toward the root, and it's a beautiful dice. Very easy, easily done. Sweating an onion or sweating vegetables, when you're preparing them in this fashion, it's never really on high heat. When you're sweating it, you're removing the water from the vegetable, breaking it down, making it soft, and cooking it without caramelizing the sugars in the vegetable. Our pan over here, saute pan, is warm, and we're going to add the onions. Alright, so we got that guy set on low heat. Starting to hear the Bayaba Baby Cook work its magic. So now we've got thymes, fresh sprigs of thyme. I would always recommend using a fresh herb. However, if you only have a dried herb, it's better than nothing. Basically what I'm doing now, I'm pulling the leaves off of the fibrous stems. With the thyme, we have approximately, say, 15 sprigs, 10 to 15 sprigs here. We're going to go back to our onions over here, give them just a gentle toss here to the sweet potatoes. To check their doneness, we've got a paring knife, a fork would work. We're going to just pierce them, and they're soft, they kind of grab, that's perfect. They kind of grab, but they'll fall off. So that's perfect doneness. They're not too mushy, we haven't leached out a lot of the vitamins that are offered by the vegetable. We're going to drain the water off of them. We're going to add the thyme that we cooked up. And we're going to add, at this point also, somewhere around 2 tablespoons of butter. And this is another ingredient that can vary depending upon your tastes. A little bit of salt. It's a pinch. And we can always taste later and add more salt later. A little bit of black pepper. And we're just simply going to smash these up. Simple tool you can find at any kitchen supply store. We're just going to smash these up. They're going to still have a little bit of texture to them. So our onions are ready. I've got a little bit of color on there, which we don't want, but they're done. And we're gonna add them to the sweet potato right away. Stir this all together. And we have a lovely side dish. So the Bayaba Baby Cook is now complete with the cooking process of the sweet potato and ready to go for the baby. We're gonna pull out the steaming basket with our vegetables inside. So we're gonna discard a little bit of the water, and it's basically just enough water to allow the vegetable or fruit or whatever you're working with to spin and puree and process nicely in the baby cook. For a little bit of an older child, say a toddler, it would be great to leave a little bit of texture in there. However, for an infant, on their first go around, 5 to 7 months old, we want to process it fully. Here we have the beautiful side dish, sweet potato. It's healthy, rich in beta carotene, which is vitamin A. Voila. Folks, thank you for joining us today on PopSizzle. I'm Chef Taylor Hall. My family and I are gonna go enjoy some lovely sweet potatoes. And if you have any questions about today's presentation, just visit DadLabs.com.